Hello, today I'm going to show you how I prep my minutes for the current meeting. So hopefully this will kind of clear that up a little bit. So on the left of your screen, this is just one of my associations that I help on. And so this is for the upcoming meeting, which is on Thursday, February 16th. So I pull up this agenda because I'm going to be taking this information from the agenda and putting it onto the new draft for the minutes. The reason that I do this is so most of the time I can do these minutes, I can complete them during the meeting, so it saves a little time, or at least make quick little notes. And then the next day I can finish up the minutes and make them a little cleaner, a little more professional. But this cuts down, instead of 2 hours or more doing your minutes, it might take you 15-20 minutes. So it's a whole lot quicker for me. So this, you want to pull up your current agenda over here on the left. On the right, you want to pull up your minutes from the previous meeting. So this was January 19th was their previous meeting. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to save this because you're going to be making major changes. So you want to save this as a draft. So let's save it. So it's going to automatically go to Spinnaker Point in the minutes 2023. So I'm going to put the date of the current meeting, 16th, and I'm going to put draft training so that I know that this is the training video, because I've already done this and it's already living in that folder. Okay, so you want to double check up here to make sure that this is saved correctly where you want it to be saved. So at this point, this is when you're going to start making your changes. So up on the top, their previous meeting was an annual, so you can get rid of that. We want to change the date to the current one that you're prepping for. And now you can start working on your draft minutes. What I usually do is the board members and the staff present, I leave this alone. And then if there is somebody that doesn't show up to a meeting, or if this Alex person was attending, then you could just copy paste that and stick it up here on board members present. But it just keeps you from having to retype everything constantly, which is not very effective. So we're going to leave all of this and then we'll make changes. So anything that was pertaining to the annual meeting, we're going to delete, because this over here on your left, it's just the regular meeting. So there's nothing listed for annual. So we're just going to take this and we're going to delete all of that, because that was all from the previous meeting for the annual. So over here on your left, call to order. So we're going to put call to order over here. I leave this big blank here so that I know I need to fill that in with the time that the meeting starts. For this homeowners association, they have homeowners forum, which is next. So I leave this homeowners forum present spoke about the following topics. I leave that as a general statement for each meeting. So then we just erase that and leave this blank for you to fill in for whatever topics that somebody brings up. The next item is officer appointments and votes. This is because their last meeting was a annual meeting, so now they need to vote in which board members take which office. So you're going to then put that, oops, make that. Okay, and that's ready for you to fill in who's taking the president, vice president, secretary, all of those things at the meeting. The next thing is the approval of the minutes. So this is the January 19th, annual, regular, and executive. For this association, we aren't having an executive session, so we don't need to put that separately. So you want to change this to reflect the same wording as your agenda. The 23, so we're going to put annual on here, annual, regular and executive session meeting minutes. So this here, the board member motion to approve, blah, blah, blah. I leave this. And then if, to again, save you time from having to retype everything out. If there is a change, like if a different board member makes the motion or does the second, you can change that during the meeting. But this just saves you some time. And sometimes your board members do the same thing, the same person motions, usually same person seconds. So, you might not need to change this, but this way you only have to change a couple of words and not the whole sentence. Next thing is the financial statement on this association. So we're going to change that to the January. So we're going to put January financial. 2023 financial. This statement here, I also leave on there. And if the board or managers want something a little more detailed, then you can put that in there. But usually the treasurer lets us know for this association what's happening with the balances and the funding, and management usually always answers questions. Keep it vague. You don't want a whole lot of details in your minutes for that topic. Next thing is the authorization to record delinquent assessments. So I always keep this on there, and then if I need to, if there aren't any, like say for instance, there weren't any, then I would just put none, so that you know that there weren't any. For this particular association, we have several for this time. So what we're going to do, so over here on your left, you see that there are several listed, there's 4 of them. So to make it look a little cleaner, I'm going to take this voting statement and put it up here. That way we can say that this board member motion to approve placing a lien on these, since there's several accounts for unpaid dues. And then this probably is the same thing. She's going to motion to approve that. So now you want to take this information and put it over here. So we're going to change this to 12359, 2359, which coincides with here, 12359. And then I'm just going to copy paste this and then change the information to the next one, which is file number 23, 10127. And then go down your list. So this would be 23, 10129. And then your last one is 23, 10130. So that way you've got these all listed. It can be a blanket approval, and you don't have to put approved on this one, on this one, and this one, and this one. So this blanket statement covers all of these. So then the next thing, we're going to come back up here a little bit. On this one is the committee updates over here on the left. So these documents, or excuse me, the committees had some documents that were not decided upon on the last meeting. So for instance, this compliance letter right here, remember that part of that these minutes, these old minutes were from the previous meeting. So you can tell that this topic, the compliance letter, was tabled. And so this is still on the new agenda to discuss again. So we're just going to erase that. And then when the committee talks about this, then we can put the new information there. The summary of applications. So we just have applications because this is still under architectural. The committee members have approved to do these with any contingencies. For this association, this is how we list this. So again, I leave this statement. I just leave that on there, and then I can change it if I need to for any details. On this one, we do change the application that just came in. And then 102 Plymouth roof. And this I usually will leave on there, this here. If they didn't approve something, I usually leave that statement on there just in case one of these two or more, one of these two were not approved. So I don't have to retype this out again. But this one, 132 Nantucket, it is not on the agenda. So we're going to erase that. And then if there aren't any that are rejected or not approved, then you just take this statement and erase it. Just delete it. And then here's the rest of your committees, landscape, parking, blah, blah, blah. So parking, we are, we're going to leave this statement, parking draft for the city. We're going to leave that on the minutes because it was tabled from the last meeting, but we're going to erase that because we'll have new information to put on there. Same here. We're going to take that. And if there are any other issues to report, then you can change your meeting minutes. Now down to the business and proposals. So basically, long story short, you just take this information from your agenda and you change the titles over here to match these over here. And then you just, get rid of anything that's not listed on your agenda. And then that way you can just get in there and just fill in the pertinent details during the meeting and then clean them up if you need to the next day. And then don't forget to leave this blank because we don't know what time the meeting is ending yet. So again, just leave a big old space so you know. And then you're going to figure out when your next meeting is and put that in there. And then don't forget to change the date of your meeting down here on the bottom. And that's it. And just remember to save it, hit save or Control S and use this during your meeting and it will save you a lot of time. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm Julie and talk to you soon. Bye.